Good morning from South Jersey. I just wanted to show you my pond today after that major storm yesterday. It is a little bit mucky in the center, so please forgive me for that, but the fish have decided today's a good day to start spawning. And I wanted to talk to you about what I had made for them, and I was hoping it would work this year because I never tried this before. But they have turned upside down milk crates for their caves. And on top of the milk crates, which would be the bottom, but it's the top, I took variegated yarn. The colors I chose were, it's one strand, so it has green, orange, yellow, and white on it. I washed them, let it dry, the yarn, the skein of yarn, and then I proceeded to cut them in about 20-inch lengths and tied it through one strand at a time onto the top of the milk crate cave. Say that 10 times fast. So it looks like flowing seagrass, basically. And the fish are spawning on it. So they are not, banging into the rocks, getting cut, getting stuck. If I had any plants in there, hopefully wouldn't be going to them. I don't know about that. I wouldn't push my luck there, but at least they're going to the yarn to do their spawning on. It smells like a fish market out here right now. But yeah, so it works. I know they sell things for you to put in there for them to spawn on. I know people have used mops, brand new, kitchen mops and everything. But last year I tried that and it got so dirty so fast. This way the yarn is a different color, and when you look down on a clear day, all you see is, orange, green, and white. And to me, it resembles some kind of nature grass or whatever. But they are definitely spawning. And I don't have watercress in there. I don't know if I'll be able to buy watercress this year because of the situation. I don't know if I want to go into an Asian market at this point. I don't know where the watercress comes from. I don't know. So I'm probably going to forgo putting watercress in here this year. If I did have it, I was going to build a rock wall, get some Belgian blocks or something, and make a fortress around it so they couldn't get to it, because last year they destroyed it last year. I had some in the top pond and the bottom pond back there by the skimmer. I had it right before the skimmer, and it was beautiful. It actually started blooming little white blooms, and they just wouldn't leave it go. They just killed it. Let me show you my back pond. Here's my back pond. There's my big boy. And I have a milk crate back here too, and they're doing the same thing back here. But he's a big boy. He's actually, I think he's laying, I think it's a female, because she's doing something there on top of the yarn right there. Okay, so now I know that one's only 3 years old, that huge koi. I got it from PetSmart. It was $1.50. It was like the last one they had. And yeah, it's going strong. But anyway, this is the backup part of my pond. This is my hut that I had built last year. I completed it, put the roof on. And inside there it houses my two 55-gallon drums. One is a mechanical filled with rocks and clams and oyster shells. The other one is my biofilter. And it has made what a difference in maintenance. So much of a difference. I can't stress how much it has changed my life. As far as I clean it maybe once every 6 weeks, turn off the pond, open up the one tap in a mechanical, flush it all out. I use that water for my garden, water everything over there, and then close it, fill it back up, put on the shop vac, swish it all around with the shop vac, put on it's like a vortex. I put it on top of a pole coming up the center. PVC pipe goes down, swirls around. Open up the tap and flush all that water back out. Again, goes into my garden. Close it back up, fill it back up, put a bottle of the chlorinator in there, and call it a day. So yes, easy, easy, easy. No bees as of yet. I don't know if you'll see my videos I posted last year. I had a bee infestation. Not only with my pond, my garden, and I put up a pool every year. We have a special needs daughter, and I put that up for her every year. And last year, uh, it started out with a couple bees, and then it quickly got into a couple dozen bees every day. If we came out and we wanted to sit out by our, pond, you couldn't even bring a drink out, coffee, whatever. They would just go right for it. And they would, if I went inside the pond to do anything, any maintenance or anything, they would swarm around me. They seem to nestle themselves all around the fake lily pads. Now you would think, oh, they're going to the fake flowers. No, they would sit all around the flowers and the pads to drink the water. Top and bottom and the back. The back one has some lily pads too. And they would just come over here if we were drinking, like I said, a drink or coffee. They just would go to town to it. Sit on the rim of the cup, and you just couldn't enjoy yourself out here. And I have bird baths out. I have a bird bath there. There's one on the other side of my garden by that little shed. And they wouldn't go to that. They frequent my pond, and they frequent the pool. The pool got to the point where it actually clogged up the skimmer, the filter basket. Hundreds and hundreds of bees. I would, every day. So I got a little bit creative, so please don't give me any harsh comments. I know last year some people left me some harsh comments about it. I looked up a natural way to deter bees, and it said peppermint oil. So I went to Big Lots, they had it, organic peppermint oil, and I proceeded to put drops of it. None of it touched the water. I would put it on a cotton ball and put the cotton ball inside each of the flowers. And I also dabbed it on a couple of the leaves of the bushes and the surrounding of my whole pond. And that took care of the bees as far as here. They stopped coming to the pond. As far as up here, on my area up here, if we came up with a drink, you just couldn't come out with a drink because they would still go to that. And I was stung once, and my husband was stung once. When we would go into the pool, how I alleviated that, the peppermint oil didn't work. It's just too vast of an area. It just didn't, I had nothing to put it on. I mean, it was just, so I looked it up, and mothballs. They don't like the scent of mothballs. So I bought a box of mothballs, and I got little tiny, mesh sacks, bags, and I put them all around the pool, maybe every 10 feet on little stakes. So it smelled like Grandma's closet out there. And I only put them out maybe as I was getting the pool ready for my daughter, and it worked. They pretty much left. They would leave because it got kind of eerie last year. You'd be in the pool, they would be hovering around you. If you laid on a raft, they would land on your leg to drink the water. And I don't know. I mean, if my daughter would go spazzing out like crazy, like, oh my God, there's bees, and she would get out of the pool, and she wouldn't go in the pool for the rest of the day. And the next day, when I go in the pool, is there bees out there? And so it got a little bit, of a daunting task trying to get her to go into the pool, and that's not right. So to get back to the bees at the pond, I was afraid that the fish were going to swallow the bees because they eat the bugs. When the bugs get too low, they come up and they eat them. So I know people out there say, well, bees have to drink, but let me ask you a question. If you have a heron come to your pond, or a raccoon, any kind of predator, and they want to eat your fish, are you going to let them eat your fish because that's nature's way? Or are you going to intervene and protect your pets, your fish? Are you going to do something? Yes, you're going to put up the fishing twine. You're going to put up a fence going around it. You're going to put up a fake heron. You might even have one of those scarecrows that, that spritzes water at the heron. You're going to do everything you can to keep your fish, your pets, safe. Well, that's what I did. So I know I'm probably still going to get some harsh comments over it. But that's what I did. I just deterred the bees. Now, I do have, like I said, in my garden, I have a very large garden. I have plenty of flowers for them to visit. I have a bird bath there, one on the other side. I even put one closer on the other side of my pond. On the other side of my pond, that big bush right there, there's the driveway. And on that is another part of my yard. I even put another bird bath out there with the mesh and the rocks. So to my knowledge, I never saw a bee frequent that bird bath, and I never saw a bee frequent that bird bath. Nothing. So they just got in their heads they wanted to come to my pond, and they wanted to come to the pool, and they were the two sources. So in looking up and reading about honeybees, I realized somebody around here has a hive, and I don't know who, and whoever does is not adequately taking care of these bees. They don't have a water source. And from what I read on all the bee forums, they need to have a water source. And for whatever reason, my pond is in their flight path. Now, there's plenty of trees up here, hence that's why I don't have sun. I only have sun maybe 4 hours a day. I planted the cedar trees, and I have these maple trees, and I like the shade because that keeps the algae away. I don't have any algae. So my only sun comes from that direction there for about 4 hours a day. I get the sun at the pond. So they have a hard way of getting here because I'm surrounded by trees, and they come in that direction. That's the direction they come. They don't come from this opening. I watch them. I don't see where they go once they get on the other side of these bushes and trees, but that's the direction they come from. So if anybody out there has any suggestions as to what else I can do, please let me know. I'd be excited to read your comments to let me know. I don't want to harm the bees. I don't want the bees stinging or bothering my daughter or bothering us. I'm trying to be one with nature here, but it's not to the point where I can't enjoy my labor of love here, and not to the point where I can't enjoy my daughter's happiness in a pool for a few hours a day. We feed the birds, we feed the squirrels. Even though you see baffles, we do have on the other side of the house, we do feed the squirrels with special nuts and all that stuff, and they're happy, they're content. So we are with nature here. I mean, we really are. It's just you have to draw a line somewhere, and that's where I drew the line. So anyway, all right. Well, to get back to my pond, here it is. They are very excited. They are spawning. And it works if you want to put in some yarn to make it look like seagrass. They go for it. All right, well, thanks for visiting. Thanks for stopping by and giving me some time of your day. I appreciate it. Any comments, please leave them below. Try not to be too harsh with them. I appreciate that. Have a great weekend. God bless. Be safe. And until next time, bye.